Today, I finally got my hands on some very cool pedals from Universal Audio. We got the Starlight, the Astra, and the Golden. I'm going to tell you about them, and you're going to hear them. Stick around. How's it going, y'all? This is Cooper Greenberg at Alamo Music Center in San Antonio, Texas. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Trying to hit 100,000 by the end of this year. So thank you for doing that. And if you want to support the channel, we've also got the Patreon link in the description below if you want to become an insider. So like I said, and I'm very happy to be able to announce that Alamo Music is now a Universal Audio dealer. They're a very, very cool company that I've worked with a lot with their Apollo series and studios and all that, and I'm very proud to finally have them in our store. It's been a long time coming, and it kind of coincides with their release of these UAFX pedals. I saw these get announced right during the beginning of the process of becoming a dealer, and so we knew that we had to get some in here to show you guys. And these are probably the most advanced and incredible pedals I've ever seen. I mean, first of all, they're built like a tank. You know, I don't know if you can tell, beautiful casings, you know, enclosures, and they're just super heavy duty. And if you're not familiar with UA, you know, they have made legendary hardware like the LA2A 1176. I mean, great studio outboard gear. And then more recently, they've become extremely well known for their Apollo series of interfaces, which we carry in the store, and I think a lot of us here bought one right off the bat because they're so cool. But if you haven't seen our Pro Audio channel, the Alamo Audio Lab, we're going to be doing some introductions of that line to that channel over there, so check that channel out. But over here, since these apply more directly to guitar, we're checking these pedals out. And like I said, we got Starlight, Astra, and Golden. I'm going to start off with the Starlight, but just as a total disclaimer, like I said, you know, we just got these in. I'm learning them at the same time as y'all are. I think that I've watched plenty of demos to know kind of a good scope of what they do, but it's such a wide spectrum, and as you can tell, very customizable in terms of tone. So I'm going to be playing some of the sounds that I like. I'm going to be discovering sounds just kind of in real time, and you'll kind of see all of that. But know that these are just like vast, incredible sound creating tools. Probably as well suited for on the desk in a recording studio, just as they are, you know, on a pedal board. It's almost like they seem almost too nice to just throw on a board with a bunch of other stuff. But I mean, talk about an incredible tool at your feet when you're playing a show. So all of these pedals, before I get into the specifics of this one, stereo in and out. They do have their own power supply, which you can purchase with it, but it's just a 9-volt DC power supply, and they have a USB on them. Now, you'll see as I work through all of these, they are sort of divided, each of them, into 3 main sort of presets, which then have different sub-presets over here. So you got your 3-way switch over here. It's just a toggle that snaps back into the center that you can scroll through, and then A, B, and C on some of them, A and B on some of them, but a lot of different options just built in right out of the gate. You also have a preset selector switch that you can store whatever your kind of ideal preset is, and the USB, you can register these with UA. You can download immediately a free new preset that you can add in that when you toggle through, it'll be kind of hidden in that list. And there are more sounds coming out, I believe, so keep your eyes open. If you buy one of these, I'm sure they're going to be ever evolving, much like the UA plugins, which are just fantastic. Again, if you've never worked with an Apollo, they have their own DAW now, which is called Luna. If you buy an Apollo, you get Luna, you get a bunch of you know, loaded in plugins already. But they're sort of known for their plugins in their second phase of the company after the analog hardware, which is all, you know, what every great clone and plugin is based off of anyway. You kind of get that UA sound already built in. So this is basically a box with a bunch of amazing, you know, sounds already built in, very much like an Apollo with all the amazing plugins. But Starlight, this is their Echo Station, and your 3 main areas that you're working with in here. You start with a tape delay, and the A, B, and C switch over here with this sub presets will be like tape age. So you can go new, a little bit used, and a lot of bit used. And then next on the way down in the middle, you have your analog kind of bucket brigade delay. And then down on the third preset, you have your precision, very cool kind of digital delay. You know, you have your note division. So up at the top, delay, feedback, and mix, pretty standard. And then you can get into the division of the notes. So anywhere from quarter, dotted eighth note triplet, and then quarter plus dotted eighth, quarter plus eighth. So a lot of different options there. And then you have a color knob and a modulation knob. So really shows everything right here, every way that you can expand your full delay sound. A lot of different sounds on here. I'm working through it, like I said, with you guys. I'm going to start and kind of work my way down, mess with some of the A, B, and C, and just kind of get some sounds that I like out of it. Very, very pretty sound. I'm using this Ultra Luxe Tele, which I picked partly because it's very cool looking, transparent surf green, and also just to get a great clean tone. So the only thing that you're really hearing is the pedal. We're working through a Hot Rod Deluxe today, as per usual, with all the EQs flat, and then absolutely no reverb this time because I want the only sort of change that you'll hear from the dry tone that you hear at the very beginning to be coming from the pedals. So without further ado, here's a little bit of the Starlight. So there's a Starlight for you. Next up, we're going to be playing with the Astra, which everybody here is like, oh, cool, that's Sega font, and it kind of is. It's really, again, great looking pedal. I think they made these very eye-catching, And a lot of pedal manufacturers, they make a cool enclosure. Everybody wants it on the board because it looks cool. These totally back it up with what's inside. Modulation machine is what the Astra is, and it's got basically your 3 presets that you're starting off with. It's like a chorus kind of, I think they call it like a Japanese chorus vibrato, which is kind of what it's based off of. And then in the middle, you have a flanger / doubler. And then down at the bottom, you have what they say Trem 65. I think it's basically, just classic 60s tube-driven Fender amp tremolo. Sounds great. Each of these has kind of a subdivision that you can get into. It's just an A/B switch on this one. But with the chorus and vibrato, you got 2 different voices, the flanger and doubler, and then the tremolo. I believe what's working on the A and B is a square wave and a sine wave. I know that's what's on their website, but also a lot of it, again, it's such a vast pedal that I'm figuring out at the same time as you. Your knobs here up on the top, speed, depth, and intensity, and then shade, shape, and mode. The mode is just a click from 2 different modes. So again, that could be what's working here. We're going to work through it. And shape and shade, those are some vague words, but let's mess around. Let's see what it sounds like. Astra, here we go. So there you go, there's the Astra. Got some sounds that were better than some of the other sounds that I also got in there. There's weirdness, it's a modulation machine. There's always going to be something that probably takes a little too far, but I'm a very big fan of the flanger doubler section of this pedal. I think it sounds really pretty, and it's such a vast, I keep saying that word, it's a grandiose sound. So everything on here I think has a place to fit. The echo station and the reverberator, the golden, both of those probably are a little more what most people are used to messing around with. You can find a delay quickly, you can find a nice reverb quickly. This probably takes a little more tweaking because it's just maybe got to be reined in a little bit. Still very cool. Probably get a lot of nice 70s and 80s tones out of that. Maybe some cool 90s chorusy Nirvana stuff. Either way, very cool pedal. The golden is the one that I've been most excited for, and it's the first one when they were announced that I was most interested in getting, because I don't have a reverb pedal on my board, but I have played around with a lot of the plugins from UA's whole collection. A lot of really great reverbs in there, and I think that that's kind of an effect that either you got it on the amp, you just throw it on. It's kind of misunderstood or maybe overlooked sometimes because it's just a little bit of extra room that you're adding. But it can be a really customizable, very particular tone that you can really find, especially in something like this. So if you don't have an Apollo, you can't go through my favorite, which is the AKG. This is kind of next best thing because it gives you 9 different options right out of the gate. So again, this one, you got your 3-way toggle over here, A, B, and C, 3-way toggle over here. So your preset and then different voices within the preset. Up top, decay, pre-delay, and mix, and then down below, bass and treble for tone control, and then modulation knob. Over on the left, your presets that you're working with are spring, plate, and hall. And so, I mean, it tells you right there, the spring reverbs, I believe, are based on classic Fender amps because that's the classic spring reverb that I think about. And it also says spring 65, think about 65 Fender amp. Plate, you get 3 German plate reverbs in there. And then the hall section, it's some classic studio emulation there. Really, really pretty, big, massive hall reverbs. And then A, B, and C is where you pick your different voicings. So you can get really, really subtle with this pedal. Just put a little kiss of something, get a nice spring reverb in the background, or you can, as I kind of think of hall, it's great to just slam it and make it this big, massive, kind of churchy sound, which is very pretty. But I'm going to be working through this kind of up and down the presets. Again, kind of my first time hearing a lot of these sounds. But I think that's a fun way to do it. I really like those videos on YouTube that are like 30 minutes all playing, no talking, which is kind of the antithesis of what we do here. It's like 40 minutes of talking and a quick demo. But these have hours and hours of playing that could be done on a demo just to scratch the surface. So Golden Reverberator, beautiful pedal, the one that drew me to these pedals in the first place. Check it out. So there you have it. There is a quick, brief look into these three amazing pedals from Universal Audio. Now, it goes along with the name. Like I said, we have the Pro Audio channel, Zach Marr, our boss here, and also Chris Klein, who has done stuff for the channel. He's coming back, and he is going to be doing a lot more about Universal Audio. I'd love to sit down with him or somebody that's been in a lot more studios and has a lot more knowledge than I do, and break down what each of these presets is really emulating, because they are emulations of classic studio gear and classic amplifiers. Just, I mean, it's all based on the true sound of the most, world-renowned gear. So I'd love to hear a little bit more, do a little more research, and find out the story behind each of these, because they are so deep with tone and so deep with history, because the company itself has kind of defined a lot of what has become known as the gold standard in recording studios. So it's cool to have that all distilled down into one stomp box. But like I said, they are just as at home on a pedal board as they are in like the most world-class studio. So I would highly recommend checking these out. Check out UA's videos on them. A lot of other great channels have done the same thing that I just did, just pulled them out of the box and checked them out. I know that Anderton's has a really cool video, so check that out. But if you want to learn more about the specs or look into ordering one of these or any of the Apollos, because we have solos, twins, the 4s, the 8s, we can get anything from UA for you. I know that analog hardware has been really hard to come by, which is why we do not have, $5,000 compressors in the store right now, amongst other reasons that you can probably guess. But if you want to order anything from UA, please give us a call. We're so happy to be a dealer of theirs. And if you're able, come by the store, either downtown or at the Babcock location, and try one of these out, because I really think that they are just kind of inspiration machines. Very, very cool pedals. Thank you guys for watching me kind of fumble through three very advanced pedals that some of them go over my head, but I look forward to learning more about them, playing them more, and look forward to having some lucky people out there getting these in their studios. So thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, check out our Patreon, check out our Pro Audio channel and our Piano channel, and we'll see you next time.